And some more NBA daunting news. So we had the NBA draft lottery. I think it was like last week, actually, last Tuesday. We had the NBA draft lottery. And my biggest question for you guys, and I'm going to give my opinion on it, but do you think the NBA draft lottery is rigged, or overall do you think the NBA is rigged for views? So I want you guys to let me know down below. Now, the reason I say this, though, is because the Mavericks, they were awarded the #1 overall pick in this year's draft. Kind of interesting, don't you think? Kind of coincidence, don't you think? I kind of think so. I mean, they had only a 1.8% chance of winning the #1 overall pick in this lottery. Obviously, if you guys, I'm sure it's one of the biggest trades in NBA history for sure. They traded LUKA before the trade deadline as well. And just looking at this, let's look at some of the other things that kind of speculate, that kind of really feed into the narrative that the NBA draft lottery is rigged, because we see a lot of top talent get shipped from teams that have won the lottery. So let's kind of look down this list. So in 2010, when LeBron James left the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cavaliers had a 2.8% chance of getting the #1 overall pick. They won it, and they got Kyrie Irving. So we're looking at that. 2011, CP3, he got traded from the Pelicans to the Clippers. The Pelicans, this was a high chance for them, so they had a 13.7% chance of winning the NBA lottery for the #1 pick, and they won it, and they got Anthony Davis. In 2019, the Pelicans traded Anthony Davis to the Lakers, where the Pelicans had a 6% chance of winning the #1 overall pick, and they got Zion Williams that year. So, and then obviously look at this year. This year, I mean, the Mavs actually won their original spot off a coin flip versus the Bulls, because they both had a similar record. I think they were like, 39 and like 43 or something like that. Yeah, 39 and 43 or something. I think my math is on. No, actually, my math is right. Yeah, 39 and 43, both the Bulls and the Mavs. And I think, what is it? I think the Bulls winning their playing game kind of screwed everything over. And I think it was only like a 0.1% chance of a swing in terms of the Bulls and the Mavs. So I think if the Bulls would have won that coin flip, they probably would have had the #1 overall pick. But who knows? Maybe, like I said, maybe it's in terms of ratings, you want the Mavs to win that pick, and then you want them to get, a superstar to even, boost the ratings. You had teams like Utah and Washington that had the first and second worst record in the NBA last season, and they both only got the 5th and 6th overall pick, and then also Charlotte as well, the Hornets. And all three of those teams, they had over a 14% chance of winning the #1 overall pick, and not one of those three teams got it. Not one of the three teams, and I think none of them even, they were all like top 7, I believe it was top 4, top 7. So it's like, they didn't even get a top 5, a top 3 pick. None of those teams. So just seeing that, it's just really kind of, it's just weird to me, because at the same time, I think Dallas is a bigger market than these other 3 teams, and I think that also plays a part, y'all. And this is why I think it is rigged, because you got the big market teams, or that either you're a big market team, or you just shipped off a superstar. Those are the 2 factors that really play into you winning the NBA lottery. So. And I think the NFL was thinking, and I think there's been speculations, there's been chatter around the NFL world, even with Roger Goodell even saying that he's maybe thinking about implementing the lottery. And I say hell no to this, because you got teams like, the best teams in the NFL, if they have even a slither of a chance to get that #1 overall pick and they get it, that's gonna ruin the game of the NFL, I believe. So what's next for Dallas, y'all? For the Dallas Mavericks, there's been speculation that they could trade the pick for a proven superstar. As Nico Harrison, he stated that he's kind of in a win now mode with Anthony Davis and Kyrie. I feel like they need to get like another superstar to really just to compete in the West. But it looks as though they're going to keep their pick, and they're going to select Cooper Flagg with that #1 overall pick, which by all means, that is perfectly fine as well. I think Cooper Flagg is going to be the future for the Dallas Mavericks. He's going to really complement Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving for sure. And that trio of those 3 is going to be a sight to see for sure. But I want you guys to let me know what you guys think. Do you think what's going to happen for the Dallas Mavericks in their future? What's going to happen for, do you think the NBA draft lottery is rigged? Do you think the NFL is going to probably implement something like this? Like I said, let me know in the comments down below, y'all.